Congressman, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
The president's upset about this. He's got this executive order he's getting ready to put together. You don't hear a lot of Democratic mayors and governors speaking out about the destruction of some of these statues, memorials. But frankly, I've been hearing that a lot of criticism on the right, where there's a feeling not enough of your colleagues are speaking out as well. What are your thoughts, sir?
This just has to stop, Ed. Where does it stop? I mean, this is something that we continue on, and it's just this rampant destruction. Using an event, the catalyst for the event was something that we should be working on to change here in Capitol Hill. Instead, we're discussing, the destruction of monuments, and we're discussing those who would take peaceful protest about what happened in Minneapolis and other places in our country to actually begin to destroy. This is a crime. This is not something to be lifted up. This is not the format to be doing this. And when it is actually stops, when you have George Washington's bust taken down in this city on the university named for him, when you have the discussions of Abraham Lincoln's the memorial being defaced, the World War II memorial being defaced. We've got to get back to focusing on this country on how we can bring our communities together instead of the divisive issues like this. And frankly, it needs to stand up. This needs to stop, because where does it stop? A country grows from its past and moves forward to a better tomorrow. That is where we are as a country, and this is just unacceptable.
There's a very obviously painful episode in Charlottesville, Virginia a few years ago, and at that time the president said, look, this is eventually going to be, they're going to come after George Washington. Come after Thomas Jefferson. A lot of people mocked him, dismissed it, and instead, you just mentioned George Washington coming down at George Washington University. Some of this is coming true.
It is, and I think that's what's also enraging, so much of the folks up here on Capitol Hill, the Democrats on Capitol Hill, that the president actually was truthful back then. He said that, where is it going to end? But it's also the other things that have been dividing our country for the last 18 months, when you have a Congress led by a Speaker of the House who simply can't lead her own party except to attack the president. This is what contributes to the problems that we're seeing right now, when people cannot sit alongside each other, come together and find a solution, just like we did on First Step Act with criminal justice reform. Why won't the Speaker of the House allow us to come together and work on a police reform bill that not only upholds the dignity and honor of our police and gets out the bad ones who are acting badly, but also uplifts our community and works with the resources we need for mental health and drug addiction and things like that. Instead, we're politically posturing here because they do not want to give the president any kind of resemblance of a victory this close to an election with Joe Biden.
Let's turn to the case of General Michael Flynn. Appeared to get a major victory yesterday from the appeals court. He went on the Rush Limbaugh show. Let's hear him. I'll give you a chance to react.
It's a good thing for me. It's a good thing for my family. But it's really a great boost of confidence for the American people in our justice system. I do not expect it to be over. This is a phase that has ended, and we will go into another phase.
But we also are learning that Joe Biden, way back during the presidential transition, brought up the Logan Act in the Oval Office and may have started this whole investigation. What happens next? What needs to happen?
Well, number one, the judge needs to quit playing political actor, and he needs to go ahead and dismiss the charges against General Flynn and let him go back to begin rebuilding the life that the corrupt cabal of the Justice Department back then and even up to the Obama White House took away from him. And what we're seeing right now, though, is what needs to go forward is we need to continue this investigation. Why was it being discussed of unmaskings in the Oval Office with Joe Biden there, who seems to have a bad memory of this, with President Obama, with Sally Yates, who was amazed at how much President Obama knew about the unmaskings? This goes back to things that we've been fighting about for years now, trying to make sure that a Department of Justice was not politicized against a candidate and then a president. But what we're seeing is every time we tear open what we have known for a while, it shows what we have known, that a Department of Justice under Comey and others and under President Obama were actually attacking a candidate and then a duly elected president of the United States. This has got to stop. Joe Biden needs to quit dodging this. He needs to answer for what he did in this as well, because this is going to be something the American people are looking for trust in, and we've got to restore that trust in our justice system.
Meanwhile, the Democrats are going after the Attorney General, William Barr. As you know, Jerry Nadler leaving open the possibility of trying to impeach the Attorney General. They came forward with these whistleblowers yesterday, as you know, at your hearing, basically charging that Bill Barr has been having undue influence and political influence and whatnot. It turns out you turned the tables on one of the whistleblowers. Let's watch this and get you to react.
You're not asked to be detailed the committee's work on oversight during impeachment. Is that not correct? Refresh your memory.
I may have also asked for oversight at one point with the blessing of Assistant Attorney.
Okay. You wanted to come work for the majority during the impeachment of Donald Trump. Is that not correct? If not, I understand how that answer would be troubling.
So, as I understand it, this is a career person who's supposed to be non-political at the Justice Department. You uncover that back during impeachment, he wanted to work for the Democrats and impeach President Trump, and now he's put forward as maybe a nonpartisan whistleblower. How does that work?
Only in Jerry Nadler's world can he be a nonpartisan whistleblower. He's not a whistleblower, he's a political hack. That's what we saw yesterday. We saw Mr. Zelensky basically saying the same thing. Jerry Nadler undoubtedly gets up and he has somewhere in his room when he goes and gets ready for the day, he has the word impeachment taped to a mirror somewhere, because that's the only thing he seems to know, impeachment and hearings that do nothing except try to get at President Trump. And so far he's failed miserably. And during it all, Donald Trump has begun to continue to lead our country. It's sad when the Judiciary Committee of the House of Representatives is led by a chairman, number one, who seems to have trouble actually honoring proper procedure and protocol on how to do a committee's work, but then continuing to bring these hacks forward to try and get at the president. It was a sad day yesterday. Again, another sad chapter in the 116th Congress with Chairman Nadler, who seems nothing but obsessed with getting at the president instead of doing the real work of our government and helping American people.
All right, Doug Collins, sounds like they got a little construction behind you. I'll let you go. We appreciate your insights this morning.
Thanks much, Ed.